So before we begin breaking down the strategy, just remember if you look at the bottom right here, we have up to 90% off all accounts if you use code SAMORCA on Apex Trader Funding. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be breaking down a trade that I took on the 5th of March. This was I traded this one at the 9:40 a.m. macro. So if you don't know what a macro are times that the market moves quickly, essentially. So these are like the best times to be trading at, all right? And those times you want to be looking at are 9:45 to 10:15, okay? And that would be that's New York session time, okay? So that's New York time. So if you want to set your time at the bottom right to New York, you just go to UTC -5 and you will have the correct time zone, okay? And if we don't get a trade within the 9:45 to 10:15 macro, that is when you will look at the 10:45 to 11:15 macro. So bear that in mind. So if we miss a trade, or just don't get a trade in general, you will look for a trade during the 10:45 macro. And there is a macro an hour later, which is at 11:45 to 12:15, but I rarely trade that one because the volume's not as volatile during that time. Okay, so what is my reason behind taking this long? So I was looking at longs for this trade. If you came from a short, you will see that it was a beautiful setup. But if you haven't seen the trade before, just watch this video and you'll see exactly how I took it. We have my reasoning. This is all from the other day, but just ignore that. So my reasoning for taking the trade was, first of all, you want to go up to the 4-hour daily and 1 hour. Okay? And why do we do that? So 4-hour, 1 hour, and daily. This is how we find our daily. This is how we find our daily bias. Right? And your daily bias is to determine which direction we want to be trading in. You don't just want to be trading any direction on any day because it just won't work and you will not be profitable in the markets if you do. But yeah, so you go to the 4-hour, 1 hour, and daily, and you want to look for a daily bias. All right, starting on the daily, it's a little bit difficult to find a bias at the moment. It's very choppy. So on the daily time frame, you can't really see anything. So my bias on the daily is neutral. And if we go to the 4-hour time frame, my bias on the day is going to be bullish. And why is that? All right. So if you look here, we have this fair value gap and we are reacting from it. All right. If we are reacting from a fair value gap, the odds are that we are going to make a move upwards. And as you can see, we have this high all the way up here, which needs to be taken out. All right. So what I am doing here, I'm marking out fair value gaps. We've got one over here. Okay. I'm just marking them all over the place. As you can see, we've rejected this one here, and I would expect price to move back up to at least this fair value gap, or if not, this high up here. Okay, and of course, we could look for sells as well, but I'll explain why I didn't look for sells in a moment. So if we go to the 1 hour, you can see we have the exact same thing. We are reacting from a 1 hour bullish fair value gap. All right, and that's perfect. Right, now we want to drop to the 15-minute time frame. All right, 15-minute time frame. Liquidity levels. Okay. All right. So 15-minute time frame liquidity levels. What are liquidity levels? So you want to be looking at recent lows. All right. Really sharp lows as well, and recent highs. And because I'm looking for buys, I want to pay attention to the lows being taken out. And as you can see, before session opened, which was at 9:30. We had swept this low, okay? And then because this low has been taken out, I am happy to begin looking for longs as soon as we go into the 9:45 macro, all right? So if we haven't swept any liquidity before the 9:45 macro, there's no trade to take. You need to wait till that liquidity has been taken. So if no liquidity has been taken at all, you wait for the next macro, and if the liquidity has been taken, you can look for buys and stuff. But if no liquidity gets taken before or during the 10:45 macro, then you don't have any trade for the day and you just knock it on the head. All right, so let's take a look at the 1 minute time frame. So the 1 minute time frame is where I am going to be looking for my entries, and all I want to see is a break of structure. All right, and if we play price onwards, all right, at the moment, so we have just got tapped into that 9:45 macro. So 9:45 macro has begun, and the most recent high that I can see, which I want to be broken, is this one up here. So to look for buyers, we want to see a market structure shift to the upside. All right, so there's your market structure shift right there. All right. And what do you see? We've got market structure shift and an absolutely buttload amount of displacement. Okay, price was not hesitating up towards this high. If price was hesitating up to this high, I would not be taking a trade. But as you can see, big displacement candles right here. We now, if you can see, pretty obvious, we have this fair value gap sitting right here. Right, and with all that confirmed, you've got your daily bias. We've swept liquidity on the 15-minute time frame. What's next? All we need is one more confirmation, and we've got that market structure shift with displacement. Displacement being a big bullish candle to the upside, along with it breaking market structure, which it has done. And all we have to do then, which is the trade that I took, is set a buy limit in, and we don't want to be going over 30 handles if we can help it. Okay, so the handles are this number right here. If we have to go over 30 handles, that is fine, but just bear in mind you will be risking more on the trade. If you don't understand my risk management rules, I don't need to explain it in this video, but I have specific risk management rules that I keep private to the mentorship members, which help us make more profits rather than just risking 1% here, 1% there. No, we use a specific type of risk management, and I keep that private to the mentorship members because the way we risk manage is amazing, and it really brings a lot more profit, all right, compared to just risking a fixed amount all the time. Okay? So moving on, we have this, all right? So this is where I'm going to enter a buy from. So we play price on. You can see price immediately comes down from it, from this area, taps us into the buys. All right, beautiful stuff. Now, people think that the strategy is all about getting your entry and then you are a profitable trader. That is completely wrong. All right, what we need to do is we need to go to the 15-minute time frame and once again mark out liquidity levels. It's as simple as that. And if you don't have these liquidity levels, how do you plan to take profits? If you don't have a take profit, what are you going to do with your life? Okay. All right. So this is the liquidity level that I can see right here. And that is beautiful stuff. Okay. And this is where we took our full profits. We took partials along the way. So that is the main major take profit level. You don't want to be taking profits any higher than this. Right? And this, of course, because this is the major liquidity level on the 15-minute time frame. And you don't really want to go higher than this because it's pointless. You'd only be securing a little bit of extra profit at the end of the day. Okay? Unless you're trading like $10 million, then go for it. You know, you could make an extra 100K for a little move. But for me, I'm happy with just taking profit at the first 15-minute level. Okay, so if you play price on, you can see price moves upwards. All right, and beautiful. So do you know how we were talking about market structure shifts? When you get a market structure shift again, which happened right here, you're going to keep trailing your stop loss up and up and up. All right, and I did take. No, I didn't actually. Not in this one, but in usual circumstances, I would have taken some partials off at this level. But because the liquidity, the drawn liquidity was absolutely massive on this trade. Okay, so there's no reason to be taking partials too early. Okay? So we play price on. We've trailed our stops, and do you see how we've got this next high here? Okay, wait for that to be taken. And when that gets taken, what's going on? There you go. There's another market structure shift. You then again will move your stop loss upwards and you'll put it at the next low. And then just keep doing that. And as you can see, we went and took out that liquidity level that I spoke of. And if you play price on, you can see that liquidity level was tapped absolutely perfectly and rejected all the way back down to the stop loss. All right, we took all of our profits off there. If you don't believe me and you don't believe that I took this trade and that I'm a hindsight trader, go to my YouTube shorts, my Instagram reels, my TikToks, and you will see that every single trade I take is documented live and that I have a really high win rate as well. So you can see all of that on the short section. I don't post live trades yet in full long form videos, but I do them in shorts. So this trade, if you see if I can attach it to related videos for you guys to see the trade in live time. But yeah, and that is it. Beautiful strategy. I've just given this strategy all away. So because I've given you my full strategy for free, apart from the risk management part, please like, subscribe, and share with friends. Let's get this video pushed out to other people so everyone else can become potentially profitable in the markets. And I'm not promising profitability from this strategy, but so far so good for me, making good profits. All right, so thank you all for watching. If you have any questions about the strategy, please leave a comment down below and I will reply. I reply to everybody in my videos. No one is left out whatsoever. So anything else to say? Yeah, make sure to check out the other videos on my channel. I go over this as well in other videos. Thank you all for watching. Please take care.